Let me take you up on some of the points you made previously. You talked about the president or the government believing in the rule of law. And as a lawyer, I know you also may remember that it was only recently that the court, in the course of the trial of Colonel Dasuki, former NSA, that they ruled that he be released in several fronts, and that didn't happen. Can you then say that he still believes in the rule of law at that point?
I don't want a situation whereby, you know, in every general rule there might be exception. And you don't take isolated cases to say that the government has no done well. In any way, the issue of Samba Dasuki is an issue of national security. And I know even the Supreme Court said that once you are talking of national security, the fundamental right of the citizen will have to be suspended. So I mean, we have a situation whereby those of us, particularly those of us from the northern part of the country, before traveling from Kano to Abuja.
Let me button again, and still on that same matter, you said that could be an exception to the rule, even though there are those who wonder why would the fundamental rights be suspended if the court had ruled that he be released at some point. Now, you say you don't take that in general. That's one. What about the case of El Zakzaky?
Exactly. Chamberlain, I'm from Kano, so and
no, I'm talking about the court ruling on that matter.
Yes, there is a court ruling, but you have seen El Zakzaky. El Zakzaky is not being detained.
No, just speak to the court ruling so that people can understand.
And he's in a protective custody. Look, there are things that the government do because of the security situation. For the security of the El Zakzaky, it's better for him to remain where he is.
Okay, let me understand your point.
Because,
sorry, pardon me. Let me understand your point. Are you saying that you're justifying the reasons why court orders in those cases will not and cannot be obeyed?
As a lawyer, I cannot justify not following court orders.
But that like I said, it looks as if that's what you're doing.
When you are talking about certainly I can't do that. And when you are talking of general standards, you don't bring exceptional cases because Zakzaky and Samba Dasuki are popular Nigerians, or rather elites, part of the elite.
So the court ruling for those individuals don't matter?
No, it's not that they don't matter, but where you have 100 people, the case of 2 people is not, those 2 people are not better than 100 Nigerians or all other Nigerians. So in considering such matters, you take a holistic view. In any way, even in exam where you have 70, that is a pass mark. So just take having isolated cases of 2 people is not enough reason to say that the government is not.
Okay, so I take it that you concede. I take it that you concede that those cases were flouted, those laws, those rulings by the court were flouted. So that's your point. Now, on the 8th of March, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Garba Shehu, it released a statement when the President was, I think he was receiving the Saudi kings when they came into the country. And he said, the President said he has done his best and he's doing his best. So the implication of what people seem to understand from that is, so if that is the government's best and we are where we are today, can you say the best is good enough?
It is more than good enough.
If more than good enough.
I can use that adjective.
Okay, like but I heard you say okay, you say it's more than good enough. I heard you say not long ago that although the economy is not as good as people want it to be, or as the president may want it to be, so why do you now say it's more than good enough?
But what I'm trying to say is that, look, there were high expectations of the president when he came into power. And the situation on the ground, I mean, when we came, we were in recession. Within 6 months, this government was able to take this country out of recession. Of course, the president could have wanted a situation whereby by now, I mean, the issue of unemployment is no more an issue. The issue of the corrupt officials, we have dealt with it more than the way it is. had it been we have support of the legislature, particularly because the judiciary now has been supportive by the action of the present CJN of setting up a special court to try the corruption cases, which now make it easier now. You see the former governor of Katsina State, his case that on technicalities he has taken to Supreme Court has been thrashed out, and now he's been prosecuted. So had it been the legislature have given the same cooperation the judiciary under this present CJN is given to the executive, I think we would have for long have things like the anti-corruption courts where easily all those cases could have thrashed and more money could have been in the system. So what I'm trying to say is not as good as the president could have wanted it to be. The president could have, he need a better country than what it is now.
All right, so here, let me jump to Honorable beside you, member of the PDP. I mean, you keep saying, the party too have said time and again that they don't know why the government keeps highlighting on what had done wrong or what was done wrong by your party, the PDP. They should focus on what's at hand. But you also remember that when the PDP took over, they also highlighted how the military at the time had bastardized the country, had done things that were not good. And now, in the light of all of these revelations, do you think that your confession is just good enough and Nigerians will vote for PDP again just because you've asked for forgiveness? What makes you think that Nigerians will look your way?
Thank you. First and foremost, by making a reasonable disclosure to Nigerians when the PDP came into government in 1999, it's part of the political program. Let people know the balance we met on ground. And that was the disclosure they made to Nigerians. But we never lay emphasis on that. New things came on board, and the party programs were properly executed, and you see where we are in 2015. But the issue at stake is that you can make mistake as a human being, but that does not mean you make mistake all throughout. You cannot tell me that since 1999 to 2015, you will not be able to point out something that people did for the masses. Look at the developmental project we had. Look at the foreign investment we had from 1999 to date, till 2015. These were answerable to PDP's approach to economic policies. Remember, if you call a dog a bad name in order to hang it, you're already killing yourself. At the inception of the regime in 2015, the president described Nigerians as criminals abroad. Then the foreigners refused to come to Nigeria to invest. Those are indices of why we don't have good economy. You cannot live a meaningful life in isolation. You interrelate with others. And foreign investors, they've stopped coming to Nigeria based on the fact that if the president can call his citizens criminal, can we have partner with them to do any economic progress?
If I could jump in, Honorable, I don't think I remember or I ever heard the president call Nigerians criminals. If the mantra of the government was fighting corruption, and in the light of all of the revelations that people have seen, then perhaps that was what he was referring to, which was brought about by your party. I think that's part of what he was referring to, but he didn't call Nigerians criminals. So just wanted to correct that point. But then,
excuse me.
Yes.
The perception theory is what is affecting us in international economy.
Yes, but he didn't call Nigerians criminals, as you say.
Oh, what you have said, I heard you clearly. But as at that time, how many foreign investors do we have now since 2015?
How many?
You are on the field.
No, you tell us, since you're
foreign investors. They have already left Nigeria, and we don't have them any longer. That's why we have mass unemployment.
Well, of course, we know that that's definitely not correct. I mean, you've seen several investment forums and summits.
To you,
has
that's
been
your
attended.
perception.
That's not my perception. That is what we have seen.